and then the Trading with the Enemies Act, the Administrative Procedures Act. It all goes back to where all these courts who claim to be state courts are actually administrative courts, private courts for their profit. These guys are profiting from every case that goes into their court system. And that's a conflict of interest. And
the way they profit, I'm going to try to set the stage. They are bonded. They have a bond. Their job has a given value. And you were telling me how they say a person gets a 30-year sentence. They sign a bond. The prisoner signs the bond?
Well, the judge issues the bond.
Okay.
Then he sells the bond on the market to insurance companies or through the stock market, whatever. And that bond basically goes into his charitable trust.
And does some of that money...
This is all related to the prison. This all goes through the prison system. And National Lawyers, let's see, what is it? Trial Lawyers, Inc. Incorporated.
And that bond, that money, a bit of it gets doled out every month to pay for that prisoner's...
Well, not necessarily. You and I are taxed to run the prisons. Well, understand how this con works.
How does the bond gain any value?
Wait. We, the taxpayer, are getting screwed. Okay. The judge has created a bond large enough to cover the incarceration, but instead of it covering the incarceration, it goes on the market. It's floated through the system.
Through the charitable
Wall Street,
trust.
The insurance companies and the credit unions and all this stuff buy these up. Foreign investors buy these bonds up. In the meantime, you and I as taxpayers are putting the bill for the prisons. Through taxes, okay? So the judge is profiteering hugely every time he's got a case because he's putting huge bonds on this deal, and then he's profiteering on it like crazy.
Were bonds originally created as a shortcut to immediately supply funds for prisons, and then they figured taxpayers didn't know about it and they could double dip? Or
basically that's what it was originally. Then they found out nobody was catching on to what they were doing, so they made it for profit for themselves. They're putting all this money in their pocket.
No, the judges must have to share that with other people conspiring in the fraud, and that's with the 26,000 people you're suing, or
well, that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
You got to remember, once this goes through the federal, it'll go down. It'll trickle down all the way down. Every agency that's crooked is going to get uncovered. They're going to get sued for misuse of public funds.
And some people know about it and some people don't.
Well, they will know about it.
So I'm saying some people, actually people who pay their taxes are breaking the law. So they're
well, actually the people who, basically if you want to get right down to it, since the Supreme Court ruled income taxes unconstitutional, if you're paying an income tax under false and fraudulent pretense, you're breaking the law.
But we're not going to hold you to it because we're going after the bad guys.
Well, we don't want to hold you to it because we're profiteering from your stupidity.
How do you mean we?
IRS. The International Brotherhood of Banksters. The President of the United States gets $35,000 every time the IRS wins a case in court. Did you know that? Why would the President of the United States get $35,000?
How'd they come up with that law?
That keeps his bribery. Well, we can't call it bribery. His donation. Okay.
I'm still a little unclear. You said that we're not going to hold the American people to criminal charges because we're profiting from it, but we, you said, is the international banksters. So
well, the IRS is. Remember, it was all turned over to the UN.
Yeah, but you said we are profiting from the ignorance of the American taxpayer, and
Yeah,
that's why.
the IRS, that's the Department of Justice, that's the judges, that's the.
But why are you
lawyers,
using "we"? You're not one of those.
Well, I know that, but I just used "we" as an example of the fact the term "we," meaning the group that is profiteering. Not you and I.
You're not okay. Because when you say "we," it's an inclusive term. I thought.
Actually, if the IRS sends you a lawful bill, they have to send you a voucher to pay for it because of the bankruptcy law. We have no money with any value, so if they send you a bill, they got to send you a voucher for payment.
And you were saying that if they fill out a financial document for you, that's fraud too.
That's right, because they didn't get your name. They didn't get. Unless you gave them a form stating they could use your name and shared financial information with someone else, they stole your identity. And in fact, you have to sign a release to give the IRS permission to make out a tax form for you. Did you know that?
Goes pretty deep.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Dave, we got about 1 minute.
Well, let me just see what else I need to cover here. There's a couple really good ones.
Well, why don't we just put in another tape and do it upright?
Okay, whatever you want to do.
Okay. I don't want to cut this short. I'm only up here, X amount.